They worship the mystery religion of Babylon, for those that are not aware.
Okay? Seriously, they do.
They seriously do. They worship and sacrifice children to Molech. I mean,
yes, they do.
You can't make this stuff up. It's the truth. We are dealing truly with evil. You don't have to be a Christian. You don't have to be a Jew. You don't have to be a Muslim to understand this.
Or an atheist or
anything else. This is what they do, whether you believe it or not, or whether you believe in Luciferianism and you think the Masons are the greatest thing because they do such good works and Shriners Hospital and all of that. That's all true. But there's another truth. It's like the yin and yang, ladies and gentlemen, anything. Without good, there can be no evil. Without evil, there can be no good. And the forces of evil...
My son's a product of that system. He was ritually abused as a young boy himself.
Exactly. That's why I was bringing this in. So, like, this is truth. And this is one of the reasons why there's such resistance, because there is a judicial practice of covering up, especially the child sex trafficking rings, for this purpose of satanic ritual abuse. It got a little bit of light some 20 years ago in the media, and it was dropped as if it never occurred, as if it doesn't exist, as if everybody was hallucinating.
Plus, his biological dad was a Satanist, and he was, the man was doing this behind my back to both my sons. And
exactly, and that's another factor that has to be put into this picture here. And the average person, again, is now they're like, wow, this story's outrageous. It's unbelievable. It truly is unbelievable.
I swear to God,
but it is the truth. No, this is true. This is Diana, your story, Mark's story. One of the reasons why I'm heavily involved in it is one of the things that I've uncovered first was this fact, and the fact that supposedly Ted Gunderson was this great champion of that, but he's not. He was exposed by Barbara Hartwell, who worked with him for 3 years as a COINTELPRO disinformation agent, controlling this, keeping these children in this system to be ritually abused to this day, and he died in 2011, and that's on the record. And anybody that does not understand that is mind controlled. The proof is out there. Go to Barbara Hartwell versus CIA, put in Ted Gunderson. It's just unbelievable. The truth is there. Whether you wish to accept it or not is your issue. Denial is not a river in Egypt.
No.
Unbelievable.
No,
Unbelievable. Okay, so then the situation that we're in right now, Diana, is that Mark is once again in the custody of a private hospital in the same chain that tried to kill him.
Yes.
And
yes.
What's going on? What's the prognosis or the of this switch over here? What are they saying?
They don't even have the right to be holding him right now.
Exactly.
I have no idea.
So he's just in the hospital and he can't leave.
Locked up in a psych unit.
Mm-hmm.
He is refusing all medications at this point, and in food and water,
or
anything else, because he said he is afraid of them putting medications into the food or the drink.
Oh, he's got reason to be afraid. No,
he has every reason to be afraid.
Oh, absolutely.
My God,
this isn't paranoia, ladies and gentlemen. This is not paranoia.
He's had to learn how to read again. He's had to learn how to walk again. He's had to learn how to do everything all over again after these people got done with him last time. And he wasn't in a psych unit that time. He was in an ICU unit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they've been traumatizing him for this whole time he's been there. They put a deputy sheriff posted at his door just to traumatize him so that he couldn't sleep.
To intimidate him, sure.
Yeah.
Intimidation. Well, it is all about intimidation,
He sent me a picture. He emailed me a picture from his phone. He had a cell phone. He won't have it anymore, but he had it there at the emergency room where he was.
Why don't you send me, when we're done with this, send me over some of those pictures.
Me. Yeah, it's got about 5 deputy sheriff cards and his 72-hour hold, all of that's there. So, yep.
Okay, Diana, what else can we do? So now at least you've got an appellate attorney that's going to be helping you. What's this gentleman's name at least he has the courage to help, realizing that he's climbing it's like a Goliath.
He actually persuaded me to, his words were he said, get a hold of Wanda, tell her you want an appeal now. He said, actually, I'll take your money, Diana, I don't have a problem taking your money. He said, but at the appellate level, the public defense is very, very, very good in the state of Minnesota, and I believe him. I believe he's telling me the truth about that. And so I'm not sure. Now, he said, now if Wanda won't, accept the appeal, then call me.
Right.
So that's where we're at right now.
Okay.
Mark has got.
Well, again, the ball's in their court, so let's see what Wanda does. Wanda's probably going to say, "Oh, there's no use for it," or whatever, or she'll deny it because she's got to keep this system running, this alleged system.
Keep the lie going.
Keep the lie going. But I mean, it's obvious,
We have a ton of papers. We have a paper trail on these people to prove all this. That's why none of our evidence was admissible.
Well, that's the whole point. They're criminals. They are criminals that must be exposed. That's Judge Frank Kondratny. He's the kingpin of this particular operation, at least regarding Mark's case.
Yeah.
Clearly rubber stamping his incarceration for 99 months.
Well, it would be more than that because he's added 2 more charges.
Oh, he added other charges. So 10 years they're going to put him away, and he's got who knows how long he has to live. He might not have 10 years.
He may not have a year.
He might have, right, exactly. And that's not taken into consideration, as if it was like Mark is this dangerous felon who's going to put all this hurt and misery on society by letting him out there. He can barely take care of himself. He has to cath himself. He has to catheterize himself.
He can't.
Yeah, I know that. I'm just trying to explain this to the people that might not be getting this or don't understand what we're really up against here. Because again, this could be your son. Mark could be my son. It could be your child. It could be anyone's. It could be you. Don't think this can't happen to you. They're stealing people's wealth left and right with the conservatorship issues, stealing people, getting the state involved in all of the asset controls, asset forfeiture. I did a whole show on that last night, asset forfeiture. It's horrible what's going on. Civil asset forfeiture. No crime has been committed, but they take your property. Look it up.
And if you give somebody medical power of attorney, that means nothing.
Yes.
To these monsters. They don't care.
They don't care
about your medical power of attorney. It is nothing to them.
Right. They have to keep the cash cow going, and especially if you're in this legal system. I mean, that do not resuscitate order in a hospital setting would be fine, but not in a.
No, it isn't. They break those. They put you in a. They did this to Mark. They cut the band right off your wrist. In our state, it's a purple band. That means DNR. And they cut it right off of his wrist and threw him into a coma. No, this was after Abbott.
Well, that's crime. That's criminal. That's right there. That's another crime. Well, look how criminal they are. Darcy T. Lewis assaults and attempted rape of Mark. Attempts to rape Mark, and nothing happens to him. And
he caused the brain injuries.
Right. It's just so the whole thing is it's an outrageous can of worms that that should be opened fully, not just peered in. Like what I mean. I'm doing what I can do here, ladies and gentlemen, but you got to get this information out, especially if you're in Minnesota, or hopefully this is going to be spread widely. This is an unbelievable case.
Get it to St. Paul, Google it, Facebook it, any way you can get it, Twitter it, get it to St. Paul. Try to save Mark's life, please.
Yeah, we have to do something. You just get it out there. Send it to all the links I'll put on the video, and I'll have some links on I'll put a blog together for this, but. It's all happening here now. If anyone has any contact information, Diana, what can they do to contact you?
It's Diana Beth, DIANABETH. Well, it's DIANA.BETH 777 at Facebook.
Okay.
Or Diana Beth 1975 at gmail.com, or they can certainly telephone me 763-241-8930 or 763-267-4099.
Okay, Diana. All right. Any closing thoughts?
Prayers. Please pray. Please pray for my son. He is helpless. Please pray for him.
We all are going to do that, and you know, there's nothing worse than preying upon those that are the most vulnerable, and that's what the New World Order does. And they profess to be loving and caring and seeking utopian ideals while creating horror like this.
Horror I've never seen in my life like this. Never.
It's absolutely, it's unbelievable. This would happen. You'd expect this to happen in Stasi East Germany or in Soviet Russia, certainly in China, but not, you know, North Korea. All these countries, these other totalitarian regimes, America's beginning to mirror these countries, whether you realize it or not, ladies and gentlemen. That is the truth.
It is the truth. It is the absolute truth.
God bless you, Diana.
Take care of your children, take care of your family, take care of your loved ones. Keep them away from these monsters. And they will, in the hospital, if you ever hear the words, you're interfering with medical treatment, watch out. And that can be anything. Like if you're trying to tell them, like I was, my son is allergic to that medication. Why are you giving it to him?
Well, that's the same thing. Look, exactly, and look at the same thing. They're like, they think they're gods. And then also the Justine Pelletier case. I don't know if you heard about that. She's here in She's in Connecticut, and they very similar case. Got a lot of media attention for some reason. See, this goes deeper into it. This exposes judicial and prison corruption, not just this policy that hospitals outrageously, you know.
That's what they're doing. Yeah. They're doing nowadays. Brett Bond, same thing. He's an Alaskan native. They did the same thing to him. I think he's the same age as Mark too.
No, it's a predatory. The whole system is predatory, down to giving you parking tickets. The whole system is against the people, and this isn't radical talk. This isn't like, you know, let's have a revolution. Why don't we just restore our constitutional republic and legalize freedom? I mean, everything is against the law, and others in other jurisdictions and other forces are taking away the individual God-given inalienable rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness so that it suits their agenda, like Obama. Disobeying the Constitution. How can you disobey the Constitution and just say, well, if Congress isn't going to do it, I got a pen and a phone? I mean, this is tyranny. Tyranny with a smile at this point. But people are being brutalized, murdered, and tortured. Underneath the level, underneath this sheer, beautiful veneer, this shiny, slick Madison Avenue Hollywood shine veneer that we call reality. It's not reality.
Turn off your TV. Stop watching the mainstream media. It's communist-controlled TV. That's all you're seeing is what they want you to see.
It's true.
They don't want you to know the truth until it's in your face. And believe me, when it's in your face, it's too late. It's too late. I'm begging you people, please, listen. Before it's too late for your family, your loved ones. I never thought this would happen. Never. My son was here to visit for a 2-week vacation a year ago last Easter. 2 weeks, that's all. Come say hi, Mom. Go see his dad's grave, you know, stepdad's grave, and see some friends. That's it. And he was going home. Started having grand mal seizures, and this is the result of that, okay? One thing led to the next, and the next, and the next, and here we are. Now he's like a 3-year-old child in a 6'3" body. But he's my child. And I love him like you love your children. So please listen now. Please. Thank you, Howard.
You're very welcome, Diana. God bless you.
God bless you, too.
Watch Truth Talk News live, weeknights, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on TruthBroadcastNetwork.com. Subscribe to Freedom First Films and Truth Talk News Live on YouTube, where news the mainstream media ignores is the top story.
Was a Satanist, and he was, you know, the man was doing this behind my back to both my sons, and
exactly, and
when they
that's
were babies,
again, that's
and
another factor that doesn't that has to be put into this picture here. And the average person again is now they're like, wow, this story's outrageous. It's unbelievable. It truly is
that's the truth.
unbelievable.
I swear to God
But
on
it
my
is the
life,
truth. No, this
it's
is
the
true. This
truth.
your Diana, your story, Mark's story. One of the reasons why I'm heavily involved in it is one of the things that I've uncovered first was this fact, and the fact that supposedly Ted Gunderson, was this great champion of that, but he's not. He was exposed by Barbara Hartwell, who worked with him for 3 years as a COINTELPRO disinformation agent, controlling this, keeping these children in this system to be ritually abused to this day. And he died in 2000. They worship the mystery religion of Babylon, for those that are not aware. Okay?
Seriously, they do.
They seriously do. They worship and sacrifice children to Molech. I mean,
Yes, they do.
you can't make this stuff up. It's the truth. We are dealing truly with evil. You don't have to be a Christian. You don't have to be a Jew. You don't have to be a Muslim to understand this.
Or an atheist,
or anything else. This is what they do, whether you believe it or this in. So, like, this is truth. And this is one of the reasons why there's such resistance, because there is a judicial practice of covering up, especially the child sex trafficking rings, for this purpose of satanic ritual abuse. It got a little bit of light some 20 years ago in the media, and it was dropped as if it never occurred, as if it doesn't exist, as if everybody was hallucinating.
Plus, it's his biological dad.
Not, or whether you believe in Luciferianism and you think the Masons are the greatest thing because they do such good works, and Shriners Hospital and all of that, that's all true. But there's another truth. It's like the yin and yang, ladies and gentlemen, anything. Without good, there can be no evil. Without evil, there can be no good. And the forces of evil...
My son's a product of that system. He
exactly.
was ritually abused as a young boy himself.
Exactly. That's why I was bringing